Alright, 7th graders, we're going to go through a lesson on probability, or probability, the chance, the likelihood that something is going to happen, okay? That's what probability means, is the chance, the number of chances, or the likelihood that something, an event, is about to happen, or could happen, okay? So what does the probability of 0 mean? What does that mean? Come on, people. The probability of 0? Yeah, what does that mean?
There's no chance.
There's no chance. Yeah, exactly. There's no chance that it's going to happen. Okay? Come on, that's not that hard of a question. All right?
Now I know.
Is that a monkey?
No.
Well, it could be. Okay. It's a cat. It's a stuffed cat. Calm down, everybody. It's okay.
That's a giraffe.
Now,
We're all tired. I think we can
what is 100% chance mean?
That it's
going to
no matter what, it's going to happen.
It's certain. That it's certain to happen. Okay? That means that out of 9 chances, or the total possible outcomes, the number of events is certain to happen. So it is 10 out of 10, 9 out of 9. Okay? Can you have a chance that's over 100%?
No.
No, you can't. You're always going to talk about the total, the number out of the total, and it can't be bigger than the total. So 100% chance is the highest that it can be. It can't go over 100%, right? You understand that? So, these are called favorable events. Favorable means that those are the things you want to happen. Okay? So you can have the favorable outcomes out of the total. Or you could write this as a ratio of favorable over unfavorable, meaning the number of chances that you don't want it to happen. Remember, when you're talking about ratios, you're talking about 2 different things. Alright? In other words, if I put these are dice, and I have 5 that are white, and I have 6 that are red. Okay? If I put these into this box, and I had you draw one out, if there's 5 white and 6 red, the chances of pulling a white one out are...
Wait, how many white ones are there?
No.
How many white ones are there?
Just think of it as a fraction.
How many white ones are there?
No, think of it as a fraction.
How many white
Think before you open your mouth. Listen. There's 5. Okay, for the 3rd time. There's 5.
There's 40.
Listen. Stop. Tell me as a fraction. There are 5 out of 11. 5 out of 11. There are 5 out of 11. 5 that are favorable. If you want to pull out a white one, there are 5 that are favorable out of 11 total. Okay? Now, you could also write this, listen, this is important. You could also write this as a ratio. There are 5 to 6. 5 white out of, or compared to 6 red. All right, those are the odds for pulling out a white one versus a red one. All right. Now let's talk about rolling the dice. Okay, there are 6 sides, right? 6 numbers on a dice. And so the chances of rolling a 1 when I roll this are what? Jordan? Well, how many 1s are there on the dice? 1. How many other numbers are there? Or how many total numbers are there? I just said.
5.
No, there are 6. There are 6 sides. Okay, pay attention here. So the chances of rolling a 1 are 1 out of 6. Okay? Now, this is written like this. The probability of a 1. There would be a 1 in there. That means that you read this as the probability of 1. Okay? What if it said, what is the probability of rolling a 1 or a 2? Look. The probability of 1 or a 2. What is the chances of rolling a 1 or a 2? No, it's not 1 out of 6. There are 2 chances, right?
I know 33%.
1 out of 3. Why 1 out of 3 instead of... Why is it 1 out of 3? Aren't there 2 possible? Listen.
2 out of 6 equals 1 out of 3.
Right. So there's 1 out of 3 chances of rolling a 1 or a 2. Listen. Which we can reduce to 2 out of 6 to 1 out of 3, or we can change it to a percent, which some of you already talked about. What is the percent chance?
33.
Sam? 33.3 repeating. So we would, right, we could just say that as 33.3% or 33% if we rounded it. Okay? Now, let's talk about what this word means, complement. So, we're talking about, listen, stop talking, Garrett. The probability of something is the chances that you want it to happen over the total. The complement to that is the chance that it won't happen. It's kind of like the opposite of what you want to happen. Okay? So the chances of rolling a 1 are 1 out of 6. The complement to that event is the opposite of rolling a 1. And how many chances? 5 out of 6. So there's an 83.3% chance that you do not roll a 1. Right?
Yep.
There's 5 out of 6 chances that you don't roll a 1. That's called the complement. The complement to the event. Okay? Let's talk about some more terms. The odds for something happening. Alright? And we talked about this as being a ratio of the favorable, the one that you want to happen, over the unfavorable. Okay? So we had this example. Look again. This is this example, okay? Where you have 5, well, I grabbed 4 this time. There's 4 white ones, and there's 6 red ones. So the odds for pulling out a white die out of a hat are 4 to 6. 4 to 6 as a ratio. Does that make sense? That's the odds for it happening. What are the odds against it happening? You reverse the numbers. The odds against pulling a 4. Pulling a white dice. Not as a percent. Tell me as a ratio.
1/3.
No, tell me as a ratio of pulling the odds against pulling out. The odds against. Look. The odds against are higher because there's 6 of the red ones and 4 of the white ones. So the odds against it are 6 to 4. 6 to 4. There's 6 red ones that you don't want, and 4 white ones that you do want. Okay? So the odds for something happening are the one that you want over the one you don't want. Okay? The favorable over the unfavorable. And the odds against something happening are the unfavorable over the favorable. Does that make sense? The odds against what you want to happen, or the odds for what you want to happen. Okay? Let's take a look at your worksheet. It says, a drawer contains 6 red socks, 4 blue socks, 14 white socks, and a sock is pulled from the drawer randomly without looking because it's still dark outside and you haven't turned on the light. Make sense? You understand the situation? You're reaching in without looking and randomly pulling out one of these socks. What does this mean? How do you read this? What does that mean?
Probability of red.
The probability of red. Garrett, what does it mean? The probability of red, right. The probability of red. Okay? Of pulling out a red one. What would that be? How many red ones are there, Adam?
6 red socks.
6 red socks. That's the favorable event. Okay? That's called the favorable event. Now, since we are asking about the probability and not the odds, we put the favorable over the... No, so not doing odds, we're doing the probability. And probability is the favorable over the total. So what's the total? 24? 6 out of 24, or 1/4, or we can also write it as a percent.
25%.
25% chance. Yep. Does that make sense? What's the complement to that? What does that mean? Luke, what's the complement to that event? The chance it wouldn't happen would be 3/4 or 75%, right? So everyone understand what complement is? Okay, good. No, we don't. No, I'm just making sure that you understand it. All right? Now, let's see. How about number 3? The probability of a red or a white. What would you have to do in this case? Emily? What would you have to do in this case?
Add all the red and white together.
Add the red and white together as your the favorable. What is that? 20 out of 24, and then reduce that to 5, 6. Yep. Which, you remember that one? Good. So it's an 83.3% chance, or 5 out of 6. Does that make sense? Does everyone understand what we're doing? With probability, you're finding percent, or the reduced fraction. Okay? Go to the other side. When you look at the second section, it says, a child is chosen at random from the Herb and Smith families. Find the odds in favor of each of the following chosen. The odds in favor. Now we're talking about the odds in favor, which we said was, oops, no, this one. The odds in favor is the favorable over the unfavorable. It's not over the total. Okay? So let's go back to number 5 on the back side. What is the odds in favor of selecting a girl from either family? Nope, it just says a girl, number 5. How many girls total are there in both families? 7 girls. So that's the favorable over the unfavorable, which means, in this case, boys, you're the unfavorable. Over 7. It's 7 to 7. Does that make sense? It's 7 to 7, a ratio of 7 to 7, or 1 to 1. Okay? Does that make sense? Good. All right, so make sure that you understand the difference between the ratios, the favorable to unfavorable, or odds for to odds against, and probability, which you can write as a reduced fraction or as a percent.